Because it could be that that's why they faked the moon shot. So I don't know how you want to kind of reconcile those two.
Well, it's a good point made there. I mean, I must make it quite clear that I've never actually found any evidence to indicate to put the word alien in there, but there's certainly, from the evidence that we've looked at, indications that the moon has been visited, whether it's by us or somebody else. That's the big question. And as far as I'm concerned, the Apollo programme was all about going there and having a close look. And it was staged. You know, there's clear indications that, you know, from the start of the Apollo programmes and even before then, that NASA was up to something else. And from leaked documents, which we've looked at in the 90s, the National Security Agency was well and truly involved running the Apollo space programme.
So it wasn't NASA, it was NSA. It was NSA,
yes,
not NASA.
Well, as we know, NASA stands for Never a Straight Answer. You know, well, they had somebody else running it.
NSA doesn't even exist officially.
It doesn't even exist officially. So, you know, we must always never forget that the Apollo astronauts were military trained. You know, you're talking about a military operation here. Sticking 3 blokes under the end of a rocket takes a lot of courage. Arguments are, did it go there? Yeah, I understand all of that on the hoax scenarios. As far as
even the hoax scenario allows for the possibility that they did go. It's just that the images that they presented to us on Earth were not evidence of them having gone.
No, and that's I agree. I agree in certain areas, but you know, which we will see later in the show with hopefully the footage we've got. We will definitely see something quite amazing.
Well, we have got an extraordinary exclusive a bit later on, so please do stay tuned. And obviously, don't forget to send in your text questions as well. 87778 with the word "edge," then a space, then your question. So, you know, moving on, you got interested in the moon. Were there any documents that you had at your disposal that gave you some evidence of strange things on the moon? There
was always documents available. Now, I'd like to start with a subject which I think is really important that everybody knows about, and this is chronological. We're going to go slightly off course, chronological reported lunar events.
So that's over a period of time?
Over a period of time, yeah. And this was a NASA technical report, NASA TRR 277, basically. So it's got its reference code there, available from the Department of Commerce, I must point out to everybody, so you can actually...
You can still buy it.
You can still buy it. It's expensive, probably now. I got it about 10 years ago, it's $40.
But you've got a copy, so
I've got a copy.
Cut to the,
yeah, this is, if you're just focusing on that, that's the copy. And you may notice have I got them in the right direction? OK. Barbara Middlehurst and Patrick Moore who produced this. Now, this is
Patrick Moore.
Our Patrick Moore.
The guy who lives in Chelsea and
that's right. This
plays
is
the glockenspiel.
That's it. This is absolutely amazing because this is something that they put together of unusual events recorded on the moon by astronomers over a period of 200 to 300 years. Now, it's fascinating because astronomers were talking of unusual red spots. They were talking of strange fluorescent, unusual lights within craters, especially the Aristarchus crater, which is just about one of the most fascinating, which is on this side, and I believe...
Let's go to a picture of that.
We have a picture,
Which one is that?
Which is we're coming up to that one now. Sorry, I've got everything in the wrong order. 17.
Picture 17, please. Can we see that one?
Yes.
Aristarchus crater.
Yeah. Now, this particular crater, what I find very important about this is that even Neil Armstrong, when he was in the lander, the Eagle as they call it, even saw something himself. And as infuriating as it is, it was never made public apart from through ham radio, where we've been able to pick up manuscripts of conversations, which are usually...
there it is, we've got it.
We've got it, yes, that's the one. So this particular crater has had over 300 different things reported within it.
Going back to what sort of time? How long?
Well, you're going over 200 years.
200 years. So for 200 years since the start of astronomy.
Exactly.
People have been seeing weird stuff happening in this crater.
Yes, and basically in the report here, which we have, this continued up to about 1965. So we've got even in recent years reports of things going on.